Recent NBA fan player incidents highlight the league's disconnect from its players. The NBA has seen how nasty player-fan brawls could get. The league and its players must work together to ensure that this does not happen again. The NBA has thrived for decades by cramming fans and superstars into small spaces, creating the best game atmosphere of any professional sports league. It's good for business to have fans close to superstars as long as they don't actually throw stones. Hello and welcome back to our channel, guys. This video will discuss some NBA fans who have gone crazy and fans of some teams too. So, please watch the video, subscribe to the channel and enable new video notifications before proceeding. So, let's get this started. Nobody's throwing stones yet. However, 4 future Hall of Famers have publicly complained about fan behavior in recent weeks. Kyrie Irving, Boston, and Draymond Green, Memphis, both gave the double bird to their fans. Joel Embiid retaliated against Toronto fans. Then this past weekend, Chris Paul claimed that Dallas fans harassed and physically assaulted his family. Paul was understandably incensed. All of this makes you wonder if the league is heading for a remake of Malice in the Palace. The 2004 Palace of Auburn Hills brawl was caused by a confluence of unusual factors, including the league's most flammable player, Indiana star Meta Standiford Artest, then Ron Artest, one of the league's most heated rivalries at the time, the Pistons-Pacers, and a fan throwing a drink with Greg Maddox-like precision at Artest. However, the current climate is concerning in other ways. Anger fuels far too much public discourse. Fans verbally, even physically ousting players is just one example. Many of today's celebrities are both dissatisfied due to their hypersensitivity to slights, particularly on social media, and empowered because they are hyper-aware their organizations need them. And fans are more likely to side with players in any dispute than 20 years ago. Many people are also rightly frustrated by society's glacial pace of racial progress and are unwilling to accept mistreatment from anyone. 20 or even 10 years ago, Green and Irving would have been expected to apologize. Instead, both stated unequivocally that they had no regrets. Embiid claimed he lost respect for Toronto fans after they chanted F Embiid, after he performed a pot-shot aeroplane celebration and then received a hard elbow to the face from Pascal Siakam, resulting in an orbital fracture and concussion. Embiid was asked about the incident when he returned in the second round. The Sixers eliminated the Raptors and said it wasn't just a Toronto problem. It's been going on in a few arenas these days, where the fans just feel like it's okay to say F somebody. There are several children in the arena. That, in my opinion, should not be permitted. If you respond, it's almost like a Draymond situation and you'll be fined by the league. I'm just speaking on behalf of the entire NBA. As I previously stated, if you give it, you must also be able to receive it. All of this seems reasonable, and no one should yell profanities in front of a crowd of children. But Embiid also highlighted the disconnect between some stars in the league office. The NBA believes it has mechanisms in place to keep game environments hot rather than explosive. However, players must believe that those mechanisms work and that they are sufficient. Otherwise, the league runs the risk of having players do more than just flip the bird. And yes, the league will fine you if you respond to fans by giving them the middle finger. But you can also do what LeBron James did earlier this season in Indianapolis. Inform security and have the fans ejected. In recent years, the NBA has stressed that option to players. If you give it, you've got to be able to take it, Embiid says, implying that when fans heckle, players should respond in kind. However, the standard for a player earning millions of dollars per year is, and has always been, higher than the fans who pay to watch. Knowing when not to give it back is part of a professional athlete's job. If the heckling from the fans becomes excessive, the player is required to notify security. If NBA players are no longer satisfied with such a resolution, Commissioner Adam Silver must recognize it and take proactive steps to address it. Conflicts between fans and players are not a new issue, and the NBA is doing much better than it used to. Rockets guard Vernon Maxwell walked into the stands in 1995 and smacked a heckler. His sentence was a 10-game suspension and a $20,000 fine. Artest charged into the stands 9 years later, and Commissioner David Stern suspended him for the rest of the season. Many teams now ban fans for extended periods of time and enforce those bans with facial recognition technology. More importantly, every team travels with at least one security guard, and superstars frequently bring their own. In Dallas, Paul's personal bodyguard sat behind the Suns' bench. He couldn't stop the fan rage, but he was prepared to deal with it. The Mavericks ejected the fan from the stadium, All had every right to be upset. The majority of the people would be. However, his tweet in response to the Dallas incident want to find players for saying stuff to fans. But fans can put their hands in our families, demonstrates the delicate balance the NBA is currently facing. Silver can reasonably argue that his league does not allow fans to touch players' families. After all, the fan in Dallas was ejected. But that's little consolation for a star point guard who claims fans shoved his mother and wife on Mother's Day. According to the Mavericks, unruly fans attempted to give unwanted hugs and were ejected. When Embiid says he's speaking for really everybody in the NBA and 3 other stars implicitly back him up with their actions, the league should be concerned. The NBA has seen how heinous these incidents can become. The league and its players must work together to ensure that this does not happen again. As we recently discovered, NBA fans come in all shapes and sizes, and levels of intensity. While most people are reserved in their love of the game, there are those who are fanatical in every sense of the word, such as the young man who ran up to LeBron James during the Miami Heat's visit to Cleveland. There are numerous ways to show true loyalty and fandom for a team, ranging from body paint to crazy signs to simply being present. You don't need a lot of time or money to show your support for your favorite team, but you might need a lot of both if you want to be known as one of the NBA's craziest fans. Number 1. The NBA's Jimmy Goldstein. Jimmy Goldstein is not only the ultimate NBA fan, but he's also the definition of eccentric. Goldstein is referred to as a superfan by NBA Commissioner David Stern, which is an accurate description for someone who travels across the country to watch at least 100 games each year. Many people are unaware that Goldstein is a multi-millionaire who enjoys basketball. His game attire rivals Craig Sager's. And despite having front row seats to nearly every game, he doesn't appear to have a rooting interest in any particular team. Number 2. Mr. ORNG, Sons of Arizona. If the picture didn't make it clear, Mr. ORNG is a diehard Phoenix Suns fan. He is an official team ambassador, has over 2,000 Facebook followers, and even has his own Twitter handle, at PHXMRORNG. Being orange appears to have advantages. Over the years, Mr. Orange has met a number of celebrities, including former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. Josh Childress even gave him a pair of shoes, orange of course, at the end of the last season. Mr. Orange attends Sun games when he is not studying for his MBA at Arizona State. Number 3. The Philadelphia 76ers. A man known as Big Daddy is the Philadelphia 76ers' biggest fan, literally. James Brister is a member of the 6 Revolutionaries fan club and a big hit with the Wells Fargo Center crowd. During timeouts, Big Daddy entertains the crowd and distracts opposing players with a variety of techniques at his disposal. Brister was featured in the NBA's weekly fan spotlight earlier this season, and he even serves as an unofficial mascot for the 76ers. Number 4. Los Angeles Clippers' Darryl Clipper. Clipper Darryl is not on any list of NBA superfans. Darryl Bailey has been a season ticket holder for the Los Angeles Clippers since the 2000-2001 season, and he frequently leads the crowd in cheers while dressed head-to-toe in Clippers gear. The Clippers and Bailey had a falling out early last year, almost bringing the Clipper Darryl era to an end. In short, Bailey was making public appearances under the alias Clipper Darryl without informing the team. The two sides eventually reached an agreement, and Bailey is still a must-see at Clippers games. Number 5. Spike Lee, New York Knicks. Whether he's arguing with referees or opposing players, his multiple scrapes with Reggie Miller are legendary. Filmmaker Spike Lee is clearly one of the NBA's most ardent supporters. Lee is rarely seen cheering on his boyhood team, the New York Knicks, at a game. Lee's relationship with the NBA is so strong that the league not only used him in a Christmas Day commercial but also hired him to direct a commercial starring Los Angeles Clippers point guard Chris Paul. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all new video notifications. Goodbye until then.